And good day, traders, again from the XM Live. This time, I'm with Mr. Doug Rumer,
Yes.
our great trader and, of course, ex-professional motorcycle racer. So we are always chatting a bit about everything that is very, very popular, including, of course, also racing and, of course, our famous markets, guys, forex market,
Hmm.
gold, and equity indices market. So, any questions are welcome. It's your turn to ask questions, and it's our turn to explain what's going on in the markets. Doug, before we start, just quick heads up. Yesterday, I had three great shorts in euro yen, and basically, what I did was shorting euro yen, and I also am shorting dollar yen. You might like this trade because it goes
Oh
counter
boy.
the trend, and I made 200 points combined on three trades. Basically, overnight, I put my target. Here, and the market gave me many, many pips. Very, very good trade. This is two of trades that I closed in the night, and one before that was closed just a little bit higher. But anyway, do you think that yen will get stronger? And what is your opinion on potential intervention in dollar yen? Based on all of that, I'm shorting dollar yen, and I'm going against the main trend.
Yes. Well, I think it's a pretty good deal on spikes, shorting on spikes, but I think the for the short term, I feel the dollar is going to get a little bit stronger. Um, so yeah, I do because I feel like then naturally the market's going to get a little bit weaker, but you can always it's been like 3 or 4 days now for the US markets on a skid. So getting that little Friday bull rally, that little, Hail Mary rally that they always have. That's very possible today. So I like the trade. We've got some names in here. Yoit, motorbike racing. Um, yes,
Yes.
I was in that car racing. Uh, I did win a couple of, I never told you, but I did win a couple of go-kart races, shifter cart races, but I was only in it for a short period of time. And I was like, I can't do all of them, but, I did a little of that too, but, yeah, uh, motorcycles for me, two wheels, right? Two wheels is where it's at for me, but,
Yeah,
yeah.
two wheelers, guys.
Uh,
Doug was an expert motorcycle racer, and we always talk about different things. And he was also instructor there, guys. So you are talking to a real pro, you know.
oh boy. Pro.
Yes. Yeah, yeah. Because Doug,
Oh,
people always ask what is the difference between pro and amateurs, and they always get the wrong picture that, let's say, pros are better than amateurs. No, guys, the only difference is that professionals are paid for their work, what to do. They're paid for that, and amateurs are not paid for that. It's like when you talk, what is a professional trader? If you are paid to do trading, you are a professional trader. If you trade without someone paying you, you are not a professional trader.
yeah.
So there is the difference being paid and not being paid.
Or paying, right? Being paid
Or,
or
yeah,
paying to
exactly.
trade, right?
Exactly.
Yeah, yeah. That's
Exactly.
the difference. So that's what you want to get
That's the
out of is,
difference. Yes.
being and of course there's different levels of professionalism. Maybe you're making a couple
Of
of bucks here
course.
and there, or
Yes,
maybe you're
yes.
spectacular and you're making quite a bit of money, and that's what your ultimate goal is. And that's what we like to work here and teach with XM. So hopefully some of the
Exactly,
new
guys.
faces that we see here
So
today
forget
will
about
will
Trading View. Just forget. This is the platform that you use. MT4, MT5. Trading View is for traders who don't have the access to our premier platform.
very true. Very true. So were you gonna? Well, you already went yen today, so I think
Yen.
I still have this short from 3 days ago on the Nasdaq. Right now, I'm holding it, but I'm kind of iffy on how they're going to handle the action today. I think they might try to bounce the market just out of, like I said, Hail Mary. They sort of do that, but I feel
Uh,
like when you're talking about gold, you're probably going to end up down towards 1914. And with the NASDAQ, you're probably going to be 15,060 maybe. So, yeah, that's same plan that's been all week. We'll see if they can.
Doug, have you heard about potential intervention? I mean, we all talk about it, but there were some Credit Agricole reports and good reasons for a potential uh, short dollar yen. Lots of warnings. It seems like 148 now is line in sand. So I guess the traders start to take profits. We saw a nice drop in dollar yen. Actually, I have this trade in dollar yen also since yesterday, but I didn't close it when it dropped during the night. Do you really think that dollar yen has the potential, look at daily, to go towards 142, which is pretty optimistic? But see, every time it bounced, when it had retracement, it ended up on EMA 89. So why not having the same target again?
Yeah, I agree. I mean, I think it's possible to get back to the highs from September of last year. I think it's possible, but they typically don't go in a straight line. And every time that you do get a little bit of a rally there, there's a fade. Um, you could be right. I don't know anything about the intervention. Forex is not really like my specialty there, but I don't know anything about any intervention. I just assume that the dollar is going to get stronger the more the market weakens. That's always kind of been like the correlation. The stronger U.S. markets are, the weaker the dollar is. Going to flight for safety, asset shuffling. So I expect the market to kind of trim down some of its gains, maybe 7-8% of the gains that we've had this year, and you would see, like you're seeing now, an asset transfer where you're getting strong energy like oil. Oil's in a nice little rally. Probably oil stocks are in nice rallies, while technology stocks are pulling in a little bit. I think that continues for the short term, and then uh, it goes back to usual, back to buying tech, right?
Yeah, back to buying tech,
Back to
obviously.
buying
Yeah.
tech.
But
Yeah.
CDEX, for example, today, I mean, it made already the target down. I said in the morning session, this looks like a good short. Actually, I don't trade it, but see this, DEX already had a very good short at the close of this candle. And the market straight went for the ATR projection low. Now, of course, there is a pullback. It's normal. It's Friday, guys. Fridays, you don't need to take Fridays very seriously when you want to have an overview of predominant trend and momentum. Because, guys, Fridays are notorious for profit taking. And picture that you see on Friday is not probably the picture that you will be seeing next week, right? So that is why I just, you know, I have the setups that are already there, and I'm not interested in Friday's closes because next week, completely probably different scenario, you know.
Yeah.
Fridays are profit taking days, and profit taking is not what shapes up the final movement. Flash movement in Forex is done by uh, instant moves and predominant trends. Profit taking is false, false picture in the market. It gives a false overview. Because let's imagine, guys, that we have a huge, huge move. I don't know, I will pick a random market. I don't know, Swiss yen. So what does it say? Daily is obviously bullish, but you see, it lacks power to go further up. And it's easily assumed that if the market closes with bullish candlestick, but it already made a new low, you see, and below the previous high, despite the bullish close, next week will go down. Just saying you what can happen and what easily can happen after Friday's closes. All
Yeah.
right, Jamal. Jamal, it's not okay. Just quick head up. Jamal, I don't use Heiken Ashi candlesticks. I use MT4, and these are Japanese candlesticks. Heiken Ashi is indicator-based candlestick. I will show you how it looks. I studied Heiken Ashi, and I made 3-4 systems on Heiken Ashi. This is Heiken Ashi. You move here, you click OK, and you need to press a line chart, and these are Heiken Ashi candlesticks. All right, it's not Japanese candlesticks. Japanese candlesticks are in the middle of the MT4, and you remove Heiken Ashi. Of course, I don't use it. These are Japanese, not Heiken Ashi. And I did lots of systems on Heiken Ashi and it doesn't make any profits. So I discard it as successful trading method. It's lagging, it doesn't give you clear picture, and it doesn't make any profits. All right.
There
Uh,
you go. You heard it.
Jamal wants to show you your chart, Doug chart, if
Yes.
possible, on German 40, because he's afraid that candlesticks looks different here. But
German
just
40.
show it. Yeah, it's
Yeah,
next.
I'll show it to you. Sure. Yeah. I'll share the screen. That's
I know, Jamal, that you are afraid, but just use MT4. Forget about trading view platforms that are outside of XM. Why would you use that, really?
that's mine.
Open 4 hour time frame, Doug,
4. All right.
and scroll to the maximum, to the
There.
end of the. Yeah.
Okay.
So this is Doug's chart, and I will show my. Yeah, you don't see my chart. Okay. Uh, you see, Doug is using MT5, and this is your 4 hour candles is totally different than MT4 candle. Totally different. But the reason I don't use MT5, I told you. You see, Doug, you have bullish MT5
Yeah.
candle, and I have bearish MT5 candle, bearish MT4 candle in the four
Why
hour.
is that? Yeah. Why is that?
Difference on price calculations, obviously.
Oh, okay. Yeah, this is the one that I'm on. So it's asking a Japanese candle from they're all Japanese candlesticks, really. That's where they came from. And in fact, they used this to trade fish in the 1800s. So uh, the same tactics they were using to try to game the fish markets, the same thing that we've been using to trade stocks. It's the best tool, I think, to trade stocks for a short-term trader. Like your goal as a short-term trader is to try to beat the market the best you can. And the only way you're going to do that is you got to be ahead. Here's the number one problem for an amateur versus pro, since we were on that topic. By the time an amateur realizes something is taking off, aka breaking out or breaking down, it's too late for you to make a trade. 90% of the time, an amateur, by the time they catch on, it's way too late. Your goal is to catch on before everyone else, because all the algos do that, all the hedge funds do that. And then into those rallies, they sell into the liquidity of the newbie trader. That's why they always want newbie traders in the market. Candlesticks help you get ahead. And what you're looking for is little subtle signs that a market is either bottoming or topping out. And that could be just for a 5-minute time frame, a 1 hour, a 4 hour, a daily time. They're all different depending on a trader's objective. But for a very good example here, since we're looking at a 4 hour on the DAX, I'll get my pen tool here and I'll show you. As you're moving lower here, it looks bearish, for lack of a better word, but you're too close to an identifiable buying zone where the market has continually bought. So to think that they're not going to buy there again is crazy. So whatever you do, you don't want to short down into those levels. You're going to get destroyed every single time. The same way you don't want to start buying up here. And it happens all the time with the amateur, is that when you're talking about the differences between pros are entering here, amateurs are entering here, pros are shorting here, amateurs are shorting here. The thing is this, they're both on the same side. They're both saying, I see it going higher, I'm bullish, or I see it going lower, I'm bearish. They both have the same theory. One's just way ahead of the curve while the other one's fighting for noodles. The other one's taking home big paychecks. That's the difference right there. It's idea execution management. That's what I talk about in all my sessions. You have to have all three of those. You have an idea, but the bigger key to success, you got to execute that idea. If you can't execute your ideas, you're toast. You're toast. That's it. And sometimes you don't have a lot of time to think about it. So the more you clutter up your charts with indicators or systems, you're just going to confuse yourself. Just try to keep it as simple as you possibly can. Execute when you see what you got to, and the rest is managing. Is just figuring out, hey, is this meeting my expectations or not meeting my expectations? Is my trade valid? Is my trade not valid? And the faster you can figure that out, the better off that you are. But yeah, just Try to keep it simple. Don't confuse. The more you put into this in terms of systems and indicators, you're going down a slippery slope there. You're going to get yourself into trouble.